start off the stream, do another demo review, doing it for Kenai, we can see here. And basically, I think they win this game. But let's see what kind of mistakes we can see from this. Things to do right, things to do wrong. This is an open match. So I'm not expecting some kind of crazy plays or you to make all the correct choices in the game. But nonetheless, let's see what happens here. So you're going B. First guy goes site, you go heaven. This is a fairly common setup. Usually you see someone hold the B main aggression peak from checkers or from the cross there in front of the B main cross. Just a spot to see if they're rushing, right? And then they fall back. They see a rush coming in, or hiding checkers. But this is fairly safe play. One guy tree, one guy heaven. To me, this is a retake setup, so you shouldn't contest too hard. Actually, never mind. There's 3B, so this is a stack. Let's see that. Looks like they want to do mid to A, so let's just fast forward this. Boom, going up highway. One was highway. One guy's on site. I just get fucked there. Nothing you can do about that. That guy just hit a nice shot. Oh, your teammates still win it though, so not too bad. Alright, so you get FAMAS and 2 flashes. I think that's actually a really good buy because you can keep this into the next gun round. The FAMAS is not the best rifle you want to have on gun rounds, but this is like the best of both worlds where you can use it on an anti-eco pretty efficiently and you can use it on a gun round pretty decently as well. So they should be full saving except for that one guy for some reason he bought in order for them to buy a 3rd round. But to B rush. Good tapping. You just didn't hold down the trigger, which is nice. I like to see that. And you're keeping your crosshair at upper chest level, kind of head level. The FAMAS isn't that accurate, so you're generally keeping it in a really good spot. Alright, so now we're going to come to a first gun round here. And you buy full nades, you don't get a kit. There you go. I do. Like to see that as well. A lot of lower skilled players do not purchase the utility they need. And it really hinders them on holding sides or playing aggressive or retaking. So as we see, the T's are going towards A, so we're just going to fast forward through this. And here comes the A hit. Okay, still have grenades to use. In this situation, you probably want to throw your molly, because he is fork. You want to clear out your fork section for you and your teammate. But it's a 5v2. Saving your utility and just saving your gun is really good here. That's probably what you want to do. You probably want to play the exit game. You only have a FAMAS, and you just want to try to down as many of them as you can to hurt their economy. So you're coming off to a semi-passive angle here. I honestly either fall back CT or go back to B, because they can pincer you here, and it would just be a shame if you didn't save your gun if they were hunting, but they're not hunting. And so you get the safety weapon anyways. But definitely throw that Molotov a lot faster than when you did. Try to get that guy out of fork and try to kill him and hurt their economy, because he was low. And you definitely could have killed him a lot sooner than when you threw that molly. You just kind of took too long. Okay, you're going to a very aggressive peek here. And you're peeking by yourself. So, this is not good team play. Like, this is really risky by you, because if you die, there's no one to trade you out, and it gives the T's an advantage. 5v4 advantage, very strong for T's. A 4v4 advantage is still decently strong for T's, because they can group up while you guys have to split off and cover each bomb site, and sometimes even mid. So just keep that in mind when you do aggression. Try to have a teammate go with you. Peek in the fire, and you overstay your peak, right? There was a guy boost. Your crosshair placement was above his body, and you burst a couple times, and then once you don't hit those shots, you should fall back. You shouldn't overstay your welcome, and you just give that guy time to line up his shot and kill you which he does, and it's a scout nonetheless. And as well as you standing in the molly, really, gave you like 30-40 damage, and you just made a one shot for the scout. Easy pickings for him. So you guys should full save here, except for that guy that might have dropped a pistol with the M4. So you guys can buy next round and have decent utility. You're not gonna have the best, but it'll be okay. Smoke flash is kind of what you're looking at. You're not really doing a good crossfire with your teammate. You should probably play headshot or on sight and take first contact to bait them out to looking at you, and then he wide peeks on your contact. Or you play close and he peeks, and then once they get close enough, you wide peek on them, and that's basically a good crossfire right there. This is really poor. It's gonna take you too long to peek if he gets first contact, and he's probably gonna see them first before you anyways. So there's no way this is like very optimal. Let's fast forward through this because they're taking their sweet time. And again, looks like they're gonna hit A. They've hit A 3 times. Don't over contest that opper, nice. And you know where the last guy's at, he was boosted. So this is actually a really good eco round. One thing I just want to point out you do really well here is you don't buy head armor. As you see your teammates, they buy head armor. They should know the other team has enough money to buy because they had 5 people live on that one gun round. As well as, I'll show you. Like, 5 people live here. That's a great boost to their economy. 3 people live here is still a good boost. Not the best boost, right? 4 and 5 are pretty optimal. 3 is okay. If they had 2 people live here, their economy would probably be a little more shaky. They probably might have 4 AKs and maybe like a Galil or a Scout or something. But even then, you should still not buy head armor like your teammates did. It's safe to assume they're going to have AKs here because, it's only 3,700 for AK armor that they need. This is open. A lot of the time you're not going to see the guys get their utility. But they have a good economy saved up. They're able to buy decent utility and AK and armor. So, don't waste your money on that head armor. Tell your teammates not to, at least. Right here, what you're doing, I think this is great. Flashing the B main and seeing if you see anything, because this team you're playing against has been playing really passive, and they haven't really been taking control of anything. One thing you should note, though, your teammates pushed into A main. To you, that should be like, okay, they're either towards mid or towards B, and you don't want to play too aggressive here, and you want to keep 2 people towards B. As we see right here, they're doing a smoke wall mid. They can easily go vents, and you got to think to yourself, I got one guy highway, I got one guy Z. There's no reason for me to be here. And as we're going to see, they're going to hit B here in a second. So your teammate rotates with the op. They should smoke off CT, but they don't. Late. They do it late. Okay, that's questionable. Wait for your teammates. Wait for everyone to be ready to go to retake. Alright, good 1v1. I mean, your teammates should have recognized that, hey, the bomb's not planted for him, and they want to get on site as fast as possible. And you need to be, like, if your teammate calls, hey, it's not planned for him, being on top heaven like that's really risky. Your job is just to make sure he doesn't cross on the site, but it still works out for you. Because he just, thinks you're going to be at the regular heaven and not in the corner there. So they should be saving here. They're going to buy like pistol light armor, as we can see they do, because they got the bomb down. And teammates are over contesting mid on an eco round. Boost your teammate up. 4 guys live on an eco, not too bad. Your teammate on B are actually doing fairly good work. Alright, now it looks like you're going towards A because your opera went B, I'm assuming. the hopper. So where you're standing at right now, you're in a common pre-fire angle because some people will peek on the right side of wood, as well as if you were to stand on top of the spools to your left there. Again, another common pre-fire angle. I would pre-fire that through the smoke just because. Your molly, you did it right at the entrance. You gotta be careful. Sometimes they could already be out. I would actually molly off vent, so I know they're not in or close to vent and they can't get in there yet. That's just my recommendation for you. But yeah, I mean, you stop them still with that molly. I'm just saying to further hold them back from getting any good ground control. So they're all in your mid, and again, you're exposing yourself to the mid, and you guys just gave it up. And you know there were people there because they were shooting at you. So what you're doing by, walking up the ladder and, kind of slowly creeping around to A main, you're giving yourself 3, 4, maybe 5 seconds of exposure to mid, which could really, really fuck you in the ass if they decide to peek. As we can see, the one guy by white box doesn't peek. He's playing kind of scared. The other guy by vent is still by vent and not on top of the hut. So it's a 4v4 situation. You guys are stacking towards A. You're in a pretty good spot. This is a one and done spot though. So unless you get 2 kills, it's kind of not going to be worth it. 1 down. Now you kind of want to reposition yourself, which you're kind of doing because I know where you're at. But it's a 3v1. Your teammates are really stepping up to the ball plate there. And let's just fast forward through this. Great pauses. Alright, so the other team forced. Let's just take a look. They're on max loss bonus. And so basically what's going to happen is they can, as long as they keep a little bit of money, as they're doing right here, they're going to get 3,400. And so this guy's going to have 51. This guy's going to have like 36, 44, blah, blah, blah. Enough to buy basically rifles. What's up, Cooking? Just make sure you take notes while you're watching. And so let's go. This is basically, treat this as a gun round. It's going to be pistol armors. Pistols, Tech 9s are really strong, especially if they get close with you. So they smoke cross. How do you position yourself here? I'd go back behind the checker box, which you do, which is good. You let your teammate on site kind of take contact from site, and he's getting kind of close. If he gets pushed through the smoke, he's fucked. And he's playing snacks, which is a very common angle. I would definitely pre-fire that. But again, it's up to you guys and how you guys want to do it. And the T's are just clearing out, and you're holding a decent angle here, waiting. Boom, contact's been taken. You peek out. Okay, so when you first see the guys, they line up for you really easily, but you commit too hard to the spray. Aim for the head, you want to try to get that burst down. If you could spray them down, cool. But they were off your screen for about a half a second, 3/4 of a second, even maybe a full second, and you're still continuing your spray. You wasted a lot of bullets there that you could have used later, right? So you see the 3 guys line up, you spray them down, you try to kill whoever you can, you get the 1 guy through the box as he's going to the right. Cool. You should still have about 15 bullets. You spray for that extra second, so you go through about 5, 10-ish right there, and they peek checkers, you spray like 4 or 5 bullets, and you end up with 1 bullet left in your AK. So instead of having like 10 bullets left, you only have 1. And that's like the difference there, right? Just knowing reaction time and to knowing when to stop spraying, because they were definitely not on your screen there. You got a P250 kill, which is cool, but again, you could have done a lot more work if you were just a little more controlling on your spray. Let's go to the next round. So you're the Z guy. You have a molly and a smoke, so you should want to re-molly before your teammate's molly. A good shot dissipates. You want to set up for your next molly, and then twice after that there's the fucking next smoke. But 5v4. You guys want to play to your advantage. You don't have to play so aggressive. Your teammates shouldn't, at least in this situation. Okay, so I'm just gonna give my recommendation as your overall team. In this situation, it's 4v4. You have no mid control. This guy mid highway, he can't really spot anything. He should be playing from like either red or quad, spotting highway into Z to make sure they can't push near Z. And you should know automatically that they can push into your vents. So you guys are putting two towards B, and you guys are in fairly aggressive positions here. Honestly, they haven't hit B a lot. I would actually get a little aggressive, peek this once the smoke fades if they don't hit A yet, and then try to see if you can push one through and the other guy rotate off to mid. But let's see what they do. Contact spotted on A. Smoke cross and a molly. That's a good call to rotate. Bomb should be seen right now. Bomb down. Holy shit, that was a really bad, undisciplined round right there. Frag hunting too hard. Hurting your economy feels bad, man. Okay, another gun round, or at least they force up, right? So it's like a half a gun round. I don't know why they're forcing. This is just a really bad team on T side. So again, set up your molly before that one fades so you can keep them off boost. The reason I just want to go more into detail about this is the reason why you want to set up for your molly before the other molly dissipates is because sometimes if you wait until that molly is gone before you set up, the team will set up on top of boost and they'll kind of just wait there, and then if another molly comes in, they'll wide peek you and they might get you at the timing it takes for you to pull out your gun. So, you know, it's just to be safe, just a precaution. Just a little more detail there as to why I say that. AU should be calling for a flash, and you should be like, hey, let me flash for you, AU, in this situation, because he's getting close to the B man entrance. Pop flash for him, let him clear this right corner, this wolfy guy gets killed, and you know the other guy's mid. 3v2 situation, you know both of them are in checkers. These guys aren't smart enough to counter boost though through vent, and they're just peek and opper. So you're going back to B. You could actually throw this smoke on the run, and you can actually get into checkers pretty quickly while still throwing that smoke. And in case you want to go checkers, I'm just saying. But you know, throwing it like that and staying heaven's fine as well. That's a good scout shot. It's just unfortunate death. Nothing you can do there. That guy had a really nutty shot. So if I was a player, like let's say you have to, I don't know if you have to play another cash match or not, but if I was a player on the other team, I would say wait like 30 seconds before we hit B and explode, because this guy, you rotate off of heaven really fast, and you guys really get no control. Push through smoke. You kind of have to make a play there. It's 2v4. But as I was saying, like if I was on the other team, if we play another cash match, I'd be like, okay, wait 30 seconds. It'll be one guy on site, and because he never plays anywhere but site. Just keep that in mind on your rotation times, in case someone tries to counter strat you. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. You hear him running away. He should call go A. Oh, you hear him come back. Should call it to B. That's actually a lot of damage you guys did. Too bad now it's last round. They still have decent money because they won it. If you guys won that round, they would probably be really broke. Okay, so this round you're playing a little more aggressive. I actually like this. They don't play B a lot, and they don't smoke off the cross and molly under vent. So this is like a good read for you to like just play this angle and just get ready to spray a guy that comes and peeks. You know, one guy's sunroom. You can flash for yourself or ask your teammate to flash for you, and before you peek it and cross like that, it's a little risky because there could be another guy there with an op maybe holding the smoke. But it looks like your teammates, as we can see on the minimap, are just pushing in and getting a lot of A control. So 5v2, you guys should win this. Bomb was mid. Oh, you know there's got squeaky. Oh, 5v2 goes into a 2v2. That's just your teammates being bad. Oh, well, that's a good way to throw that around. You guys win that. You didn't. That's a hard XD. Yup, they kept pushing, man. That undisciplined fucking playstyle. Okay, so here we go. Pistol round. You have bomb going squeaky. I have two guys getting boosted. One guy in main. Two guys not in main. I'm assuming you guys are smoking cross, and then I don't know where the second smoke's going, but I'm sure it's gonna go somewhere decent. Ooh, 1v1 situation. And you go with the wide peak. That's a very debatable call. Good walking. You're trailing him. Oh, but he gets you. I mean, that was a good play. I'd jiggle peek before a wide peek there on from fence. I mean, he knows where you're at because he saw you go fence. But you want to try to jiggle, see if you can bait out like a shot and kind of see where his positioning's at. And then I would like jump across and then try to play around red and then play ring around the rosy red until I can kill time. And then when you see his leg, you did fine by keep walking, and then he just turned and he saw you at the last second because he was jumping on top, and that was just really unfortunate timing. But I would have like stayed next to red until I heard him jump up. Yeah. But like if you stayed next to red because you saw him and just kind of didn't overpeak that and just waited for him to tap bomb, would have been fine, or like listen for him to get on top. But otherwise, I mean, this you played it as good as you possibly could have. This was like a really high skill for playing it in that situation. So you didn't do anything too wrong there. It's just it could have been a better play. So you guys saved, which is good because you guys are gonna buy next round. Oh, A-bait's the only thing that's open. They could push into sunroom because no one's peeking it. Some action, one guy's CT. Oh, look at this fucking greedy fuck with the scout. Peeks vent. This is where you start walking out of checkers because you hear him rotating CT and you try to go get the guy's truck. You're walking too long. You're holding down the shift key too long, bruh. Run. You see his back towards E-box. Knife out, knife out, knife out. Boom. As soon as you get to like truck right here, you walk, don't shoot that guy. They think you're like A-main. Oh, they hear the smoke. Alright, dude. Yeah, just finish up the VOD once you come back, and then ask me questions whenever you get back. This round, definitely as soon as you hear the smoke, you gotta kind of peek it, because you gotta see where this guy's at when he's defusing it, and as well as run with your knife out CT spawn. They're not looking at you. You can make noise, and you want to get there as fast as possible. So right now, you got the read that there's a guy Z. It's a good read, right? Now you just gotta see if there's like a white box or maybe sandbags. Could be a guy close. Could have got you on timing. Vent open. You gotta be wary of that. But as we can see on the mini map, for me, they're doing a standard 2-1-2. You guys could easily get mid control if you guys wanted. Just can't be scared. What's up, Zerg? Welcome to the stream. And you guys get a pick towards A. So you guys rotated to forklift or see died rotating or something. You know, guys forward. Could be on site now. Don't just spam the smoke if you don't have to. See if you had ammo for your P250 there. You killed that guy when you went through smoke. And last guy could be anywhere. Could be flanking, could be highway, could be truck. Just gotta keep that in mind. Let's fast forward through this. This guy should save. There's an op. No armor. Boom. Alright, so you guys just won third round. And they only had one guy live on their anti-eco round. There's a good chance they're either going to force pistol armor or full save. And as we can see, they force pistol armor. Really puggy to force here. I would definitely say, you know, we could just double save and try to build an economy. Double full save, I should say. Their opera gets the opening pick squeaky. Second guy gets another pick. You guys are down in a 3v5 situation, and you guys keep peeking the guy squeaky for some reason. And now it's down to a 2v5. It's a really good way to throw. But that guy overstayed his welcome. So now it's a 2v4. There's a lot of things you can do here. You have a minute and 15. There's a lot of time. You definitely don't want to try to save here because they're going to hunt after a while. And that's not one way to do it. Your teammate dies going out mid. You can't get the trade on a very easy shot. That guy walks out. You guys have decent economy. Honestly, I'd force with this economy. 4 of you guys can buy AKs. Now you know they're on a gun around. Keep that in mind. And looks like you guys are going to go for a quick mid. Wall smoke's mid. You have 2 guys shooting mid. Oh, what a shot. Again, you don't... Alright, so your crosshair placement there when you were coming out is pretty bad. When you're going to come out the left side of mid garage, you want to focus on white box and kind of Z and kind of have your crosshair on one of those 2 points. When you come along to the right side like you did, you want to keep it more toward... You have to keep it towards all 3, I should say. You want to keep it towards white box, Z, and then sandbags. As soon as you come out and you don't see anything, you know, you want to start looking towards sandbags because they can be at a very wider angle, I should say, where the wider you peek, the more you see, the more angles they have on you. So he can be at an angle where he'll see you when you wide peek, but not when you peek from mid garage right away. And that's just something. I mean, he had an op, and he's in sandbags because he's a dumbass, and so you can't really expect to play around that. But like if it was a guy with like a regular rifle, that's kind of how your crosshair placement should be. Boom, nice, easy picks, and you guys just run the train on them. Now they should be full saving again since you won 2 rounds in a row. Come towards B. You don't see anything. You didn't see anything cross. Teammates should clear out checkers because they can get the checkers before you can. And so, honestly, I think, okay, until we clear out checkers, I'm assuming there's 1 guy checkers, maybe 1 guy site. And they're just, you know, it's a regular eco. So you guys should... Oh, you see 1 guy checkers. He gets out, so you know the guy's on site now, but your teammates on A are like opening up A for you. So you start rotating over. You don't want to lose this op. So you should just, yeah, post up. When enough time goes by, you should start worrying about T-spawn. That's useless though. Easy for you. So, okay, you're playing another passive angle. They smoke the cross. And looks like you guys are doing like a standard little default here. And looks like you guys want to get mid control. Just post it up. Then snacks, snacks, snacks. Full flank. Oh, you're missing a lot of easy shots. A lot of easy shots. Okay, hit the shot you should hit right there. Boom. Now, play post plants. Bomb should be planned for B main. Your teammate's holding useless. You can kind of hold the vent drop down in T spawn area. Or you can even peek heaven since your teammate's into checkers watching vent anyways. And so you come, and look at that. You post up on heaven. You did exactly as I said. Teammate pushed through mid, so he knows mid clears. Checker guys can fall back, and the guy's pushing CT. Last guy just threw a flash, and it should be pretty easy. Now, let's look at their economy. They got reset pretty hard. And this should be a very easy last 2 rounds. You guys are going to get to 15 here. Then it should be easy to kill them when they only have like UMP armor. What do they have? Oh, that guy forced up an op. Alright, so they have, you know, 2 rifles, an op, a scout, and a fucking submachine gun. This is very easy way to get picks for you guys. Boom. Let me see this slaughter. Last guy's on A, go towards B, and I can pretty much see this guy's not gonna win a 1v3. And so this is gonna be the end, the conclusion of the demo review, right? So basically some highlights, right, is some good things you do is you buy your nades, you don't buy head armor, good positioning on CT side. On T side, you gotta hit those ops shots. A lot of easy op shots you missed. Your aim, crosshair placement, kind of work on it a little bit more. Your spray control, you gotta work on that a little bit more. Just always remember aim at the head level and spray down from there, because you always keep your crosshair at head level, just because you have to do a reaction shot, like a guy runs in front of you, like around the corner, you react, you're already at the head level, you don't have to flick, you don't have to rely on something as unreliable as a flick. And yeah, so I mean, this was like a very decent game